What is this, a space laser bomb? Nah, that clearly can't be that bad. Wait, what is that laser? Oh my god. Whoa. Guys. This might not end well, alright? Jeez. Hello, my little sink dwellers. Today, I'm going to be going over a bunch of random TNT mods that I have downloaded, mainly these two TNT mods that I'm showing off on screen right now. I'm going to be taking 10 of them that catch my eye, and maybe ranking them on how cool they are, their destruction, and hey, if they actually surprise me or not. Stay tuned, because this video does get crazy, as we've seen from the intro. Also, do consider subscribing, because I have to pay for my radiation therapy now after using all these nuclear devices indoors. Alright, our first block that we're going to be trying out is the Eating TNT. Next one is going to be the Hungry TNT, the Continental Drift TNT, the Deimos TNT. I thought this might be Deimos from Rainbow Six Siege, who knows. The Phobos TNT, not from Rainbow Six Siege. Next we have the Aether TNT from Minecraft, alright. The Illuminati TNT, very creepy, very spooky. Ooh, look at the eye watching me. Oh. And then we have the Moonfall TNT, and that is the first wave, the 7 TNT. Then I will be going over the other TNT later on in this video. But for right now, let's try out the Eating TNT. Let's see what it does to this castle in this village. Alright, so I'm going to fly into the castle here. I'm going to put it right here, right on the steps. And then I'm going to light it with this flint and steel. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's taken a little bit. This might be my my hardware on my PC, a little outdated here. It's from 2022, but, you know, it shouldn't be taking this long unless something massive might be happening. Wow, that was very pathetic. What a slow start to the video. As you can see, this TNT basically did nothing, maybe like the size of 3 normal TNT. So the Eating TNT, absolutely F'd here. This thing sucks. Alright, genuinely, whoever made the Eating TNT, you should feel ashamed about yourself. This is awful. Alright, next we have the Hungry TNT, and hopefully it can do what its brother couldn't. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna light up this flint and steel, I'm gonna stand back here, and hopefully the blast is a little bit bigger. Alright, I'm gonna close the door here, I'm gonna let it do its thing. Maybe the last TNT had stage fright, you know. Still waiting. Alright, I'm gonna go near this TNT to see what the problem is. Oh my god. I think it just bit me. Okay, well the TNT definitely did grow. Alright, so. Wow. Alright, that's a better explosion right there. That was huge. Massive demondo. Okay, so what I can assume is this Hungry TNT, the more it eats, the bigger it gets, then it explodes. Okay, so those two TNT, I'm going to put the Eating TNT straight into F tier, and I'm going to put the Hungry TNT probably in, I'd say, C tier, and a decent explosion. Coming to this castle over here, this red and gray castle, we're going to be trying out the Continental Drift TNT. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go up these steps here, and I'm gonna put this TNT block down right in the middle of everything, put it in the floor just for some added protection. Gonna go ahead and light it here, and we'll patiently wait to see what happens. Whoa, okay, my screen starts shaking, and next thing you know, this giant chasm opens up between the castle, tears the whole thing in two. I am utterly surprised here. You know, this is post-recording, so there, that was my face. Alright, actor reenactment. Yeah, as you can see, it's dragging me down all the way down to bedrock here. This wasn't me like stopping the fly, it magnetized me down here. And as you can see, this thing is huge. It made like a massive ravine where the castle was, and also it found a lot of diamonds for me. So this TNT kind of bribed me here. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put it in either B or A tier. Yeah, I'm gonna fly up here, and you can see the damage that it left. Absolutely astonishing, genuinely. This thing's huge. Looks like someone took a sword and just like stabbed that part of the earth right there. That castle's gone, right? You can't even tell what they used to be. Okay, moving on to this village, we're going to be trying out the Phobos TNT. I light it here and it disappears, which tells me that this blast is going to be huge because it needs every single block to render everything, and this giant ice cube falls from the sky and puts this massive crater. I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened? I thought my computer crashed. Next thing you know, more ice blocks start raining down from the sky. It's just coating everything in a thin layer of ice. Now, this blast is pretty massive. I'd say this is probably on the scale of the old nuke videos that you'd see back in, I'd say, 2012. Some people still survive, so I wanted to double down. We did another Deimos bomb here, and as you can see, this ice cube falls from the sky. Boom. Iron Golem is finished. Look at all that. Straight down to bedrock. So two of these TNTs, massive chasm all the way down to bedrock. the chasm here, absolutely huge. I'm kind of at a loss of words here. I don't know what to say. You know, that's what you'd expect from that size of TNT, I guess. That giant ice block falling from the sky. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm probably gonna rate this maybe C tier, probably. It's not as surprising. It wasn't as cool as the Pangea thing or the Continental Drift, whatever it may have been called, that TNT. So probably C tier. The explosion's good, but it didn't have really anything exciting about it. Okay, moving on to another castle that an orphan built for me with slave labor. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the Phobos TNT down once I can get past these trees here. Okay, once again, I'm going to climb up these steps. I'm going to put the TNT block right in the floor in the middle. Phobos TNT, I'm going to light it. As you can see, this one disappears as well, so I'm going to assume it's the same thing as the Deimos one. Another ice block falls down. I'd say this one probably has a bigger blast radius, maybe double the size. Also, more ice started to rain down as well, as you can see here. Yeah. It's alright. I'll put in the same tier as the other one, probably C tier. The blast is cool, but there's nothing really, you know, spectacular about this. It's just ice replacing a giant crater that it makes. Sure, there's a mess here and there. There's other, like, ice formations and whatnot that litter the world now, so this TNT does make a mess, so its destruction capabilities are up there, but it's got nothing really cool going for it. I spotted our next lucky contestant, that being a villager outpost, or an illager outpost, I should say. And I decided to put the A through TNT block right in the middle of the thing to see what it does. After getting the okay from this illager here, I decided to put down and, well, test my hypothesis. Let's see what it does. Yeah, this weird yellow smoke came out from it as if it's calling to the space demons or the outer haven. We'll see what happens. Once this TNT explodes, this giant Earth-like thing, this structure starts generating above the villager outpost here, so I'll assume that's like a small version of the Aether that it generates. And well, this isn't my Aether. This isn't the Aether that I remembered. I was hoping it'd be like the mod pack, but instead, it's just a bunch of flowers, and I just copied what the TNT exploded in the radius. So now the illagers have a new house. They just have to ladder up there or somehow block up to it. You know, courtesy of me. No need to thank me. Moving on, I found a sand village, and I decided to test out the Illuminati. You know, it's a pyramid, the desert pyramid, so I was like, hey, good correlation. Once again, another yellow pyramid forms on top of this Illuminati block. Once it explodes, it freezes my game for a little bit, and then boom. It made like a triangle-shaped crater. This one was kind of lame. It was overhyped. I'm gonna have to put this one in like D tier. Very mid. I was expecting something cool like Illuminati ships or something that like shoot lasers out of their eyes at where the TNT exploded, but all this did was just make a mess, make like a chasm. So even the camel wasn't happy with this. Yeah, I didn't blame him here. I was like, wow, this is lame. So I decided, you know what, let's try the Moonfall TNT. And next thing you know, the moon decides to start falling on me. Now this is something I expected from the TNT block, or from the Illuminati block. Everything dies, and I'm like, wow, what a letdown. It was lame as well. And then my Minecraft actually catches up with itself, and you're about to see here, look at this huge hole that I made here. This is massive, absolutely insane. I feel as if I'm on the moon now. It's all bedrock, the night sky, and I get a weird-ass achievement. There's meteors falling from the sky now. There's fire, there's lava generating everywhere. I see meteors continue to fall, and I try to get my bearings here, try to see how big this chasm really is. And, well, there's this whole ring of fire here. Nobody tell Johnny Cash, because he'll start singing again. And I decide to keep going up, and there's, once again, a ball of fire this time, and, wow. There's lava everywhere, there's fire. And I would say probably this covers a good 2,000, maybe even 3,000 block radius, just coats everything in fire and lava. Absolutely insane here what happened. If you want to just destroy like a good quarter of your world, go ahead, spawn this TNT, light it, and if it doesn't crash your Minecraft like it did to me a couple of times, then boom. You now have a giant chasm that goes all the way down to bedrock, surrounded by lava and fire. I'd have to rate that block, the moon falling block, probably an S tier. It caught me off by surprise. You know, it kind of like underhyped itself, that like it was underwhelming at first, and then boom, you know, it hyped itself up. That was insane. It tried to LARP as the Illuminati block, and then it's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm actually way better of TNT, and I was like, wow, you know, so Definite S tier for the moon falling. The Illuminati, I think I said D tier. Yeah, we got 3 more blocks here. I'm going to go ahead and just going to pick ones that catch my eye here. First, we have the chromatic TNT. Next, we have the space laser TNT, which you've probably already seen from the intro. And then finally, a good old-fashioned Tsar bomb. You know, who wants radiation poisoning? I know I do. So after looking for literally eons, aka hours, to try and find a village or whatnot, I discovered a weird structure in the Mesa biome, so I decided, you know what? Chromatic TNT, it is your time to shine. I'm tired of waiting. Let's go ahead and, you know, let's just put this thing in the middle and see what happens. He makes this rainbow circle, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty nice. Does it do anything else, though? And then it takes a little bit. Patiently waiting here. I'm expecting a big explosion. Still waiting, by the way. And it explodes, and nothing happens. And you should have seen my face. I wasn't recording then, but oh man, it was like... No, I was very disappointed. I was like, wow, block sucks. So I go on, I lose faith here, and I go to throw it away, and then my Minecraft freezes. I'm like, wait, it's very laggy. It's more laggier than it should be, alright? My computer's not that outdated. So I decided to stick around, because, you know, something's gotta happen. And then lo and behold, we have color. Basically makes the entire, like, 7 chunks gay. This block, or this TNT is probably a month late to the party, I'm gonna be honest. If this was back in June, it'd be the appropriate celebration. But it's July now, come on now. Wrap it up. But yeah, it goes from pink to green to red. Pretty cool on the chromatic spectrum here. Really nothing much to it, it just coats everything in these colors. Just changes all the blocks to the terracotta blocks that match this, or the concrete blocks. I'd probably put this in B tier. It was kind of underwhelming, I'm going to be honest here, and then it was, you know, what I expected. So if it didn't lag, I'd probably say A tier, but this is a solid B tier TNT, especially compared to what's about to happen and also what we've already seen. So I decided to find another village, and I put the space laser TNT block down, and, you know, we've already seen what happens. I'm warning the villagers, by the way, because I have foresight here. I'm telling them they gotta go. They gotta get out of here. As you can see, this red laser comes down from the sky. I'm not going to reenact what I did in the intro. Alright, come on now. But yeah, at the time I was a little nervous here, and this is super loud, so I'm going to just let it talk over me. Look at that. It turned everything to obsidian. It glassed everything. This entire chasm has now been glassed. It's almost as if a Covenant cruiser from Halo came down and glassed his village, thinking it was from Reach. Very strange stuff is going on. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Definite S tier, the explosion. Like F tier. It wasn't that good. But the hype for it was insane. It was loud. Cool, you know, space laser. And, you know, come on, you can't beat that, alright? The theatrics there, that's 10 out of 10. Finally, the Tsar bomb. After, once again, looking for a while, I found another village, and I'm like, ooh, alright, they look Russian enough. I'm going to be responsible here and blow up these natives with a Tsar bomb. So, decided to pick their farm here. Most important thing of, you know, communism, their potatoes. So, decided to nuke it, and I light the Tsar bomb on fire. Nothing happens, and then boom, big old nuclear explosion. My screen starts to get this yellow effect. And this villager right here is starting to aura farm on me. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? You know, is this invincible? Why is he floating? This villager might be from, what's Omni-Man's home planet? Viltrumite here. And then boom, everything gets covered in this incredibly gassy green ooze, we'll go with. I think this is meant to, like, I don't know, mimic, like, nuclear debris or something. And wow. So yeah, that's what it feels like if the Tsar bomb detonates on you and you're unfortunate enough to survive. You're now a fallout ghoul, probably an irradiated ghoul. And I come down here to live in this cave before the insanity gets to me, and I make my outro. Toodaloo.